Hey, South Point family. I hope this video finds you well and enjoying the exquisite spring weather that God has been good to give us. If you weren't here this past Sunday, it was one of, in my opinion, one of the most meaningful times of worship that we have ever had as a church body. Joining me on the stage this Sunday was our building committee chair, Kevin Underwood. He's also an elder and a founding member. And he and I together recounted God's faithfulness over the last decade and a half to this church. All the way when this church was just an idea that a few people were talking about around a table at Cold Stone Creamery, wondering and dreaming and asking God what it would be like if he would put a church down here south of Nashville. We went from there all the way to where we are today, where we find ourselves on the very precipice of actually occupying a new facility that we've been able to raise money for. So in this span, we looked together at all of the different ways we have seen God's faithfulness, and we just barely touched the surface, telling God's story after God's story. Well, where we ended the sermon on Sunday was sort of some family business. We let everybody know that on the one hand, we have seen the manifold goodness of God. We have, over the last 4 years, raised $4 million to go towards our property and our new building. And that is reason to sit and soak and celebrate in God's faithfulness to us. But as you know, we have had to go back and redesign this building several times, and it's all been due to two factors. One, the fact that construction costs have more than doubled since 2021. And two, the fact that interest rates are higher than they have been in 15 or 20 years. And so because of this, it's put a little bit of a financial crunch on us. Now, we've been faithful. We have raised $4 million. We have about $1 million in savings. We secured a construction loan for $7.5 million, but we find ourselves not quite there. There is a gap between where we are and where we need to be. The gap is roughly $1 million. It's $986,929 for the very specific among you. But what we're asking everybody in our church to do is to begin to do two things. Number one, we want you to pray and pray every single day for not only God's provision so we can go ahead and get into our new building, but also for God's favor and for God to expand our ministry footprint so that we can steward this property he's entrusted us with. We want to see more and more people come to faith in Christ. We want to see more and more people equipped and sent out with the good news of the gospel. The other thing I want to ask you to do is consider what it would look like for you to help us bridge that gap. We are asking every single person in this church who would call South Point your church home to pray together with your family and ask God, Lord, how can we be a significant part of helping this church get to where you're calling it to be? You may be able to give a little. You may only be able to give a little or a lot. We're asking everybody to collectively be sacrificial. We believe that the solution to this monetary shortfall is certainly found within our congregation. I've given everybody a pledge card. They've been on the seats. If you have not gotten one, you can pick one up this Sunday. On the front is a place where you are pledging to pray and pledging to give. Now, this gift it can be amortized over the next 12 months. This is a 12-month commitment. And so what we'd like you to do is to think and pray and ask God, Lord, how can I be part of pushing us over that gap between where we are and where we need to be? So I hope you'll do that. You can either turn the card in or take a picture of this QR code, and it will go to our accountant, and we can record your gift, and we together can begin to celebrate and anticipate what God would have us to do. Now, on the back of that card, you've got some prayer points. I would encourage you to take this, Put it somewhere where you see it regularly, on a bathroom mirror or maybe in your kitchen on the refrigerator. Let you and your family look at that, pray for it daily. I'm so thankful that I get the privilege of being your pastor, and I am so grateful that we will never have another opportunity to do something this significant in terms of moving South Point forward in its mission. This is fantastic, and I am looking forward to how God's going to work. Thanks for hearing me out. I would encourage you to download the sermon if you've not listened to it yet. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. You can reach out to Kevin Underwood, our building committee chairman, or you can reach out to Monica Mercado, our staff director. Look forward to hearing from you. God bless you.